Hello viewers, welcome to the mentorship program. This is Elemu TV and my name is Elizabeth Mungai. I hope and it's my trust that we have been learning something for the two topics that we've covered, and this time I want to take a brief recap on what we talked about last time. We were talking about self-awareness. We have talked about why we have the importance of life skills, we talked about values, and we talked about self-awareness. We said that one of the reasons of the benefits of being self-aware is that you will improve your self-esteem. We said that when you're self-aware, you know your likes, your dislikes, you know your strengths, your weaknesses, and you're comfortable with them. You're not worried, you're not shocked, and you're not confused. You have embraced it as your life, and you have decided, this is who am I, and you've understood yourself better. So it is my hope and trust that this far you can tell us what is your physical self, social self, and the inner self. What is the difference between the three? And what are your hobbies? What are your dislikes? What are your likes? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Let me hope that we have all learned something. Today, we want to learn about a moral lesson. Today, it's nothing that serious. We just want to learn something new and in a fun and exciting way. With me here, I have this book, I have a pencil in my hand, and I have a sharpener. And this is a very brief moral lesson that I want us to learn today. One day there was a sharpener and a pencil. And the sharpener was idle, lying somewhere, it didn't have anything to do. And the sharpener, the pencil did not have anything to do, and the sharpener did not also have something to do. I'm sorry for that. And so somebody decided to see what a pencil and a sharpener can teach each other. And so, as a sharpener, what is the work of this sharpener? It is to sharpen the pencil. So that means, as you can see, that my pencil, it cannot write. Today, if I tried to write with this pencil, it will not write with it. Why? Because it is not sharpened. And we have a rubber here. We have this inside here. What is inside here? This is called graphite. And this is the sharpener. So the lesson goes like this. The sharpener and the pencil decided to teach us some lessons. And so the first lesson is that this is the graphite in here. In a pencil, all the pencils that you buy, if you ever don't find this graphite, then it can't be used. It is of no use. So the first lesson is that everybody is a person. The most important things are inside of ourselves. As for this sharpener, you cannot have a pencil and call it a pencil without this graphite. You'll be wasting time. There will be nothing to call a pencil. So the first lesson is that from the graphite is that the most important things are inside of us. It's not the color of the pencil. You would still use it whether it was black, whether it was red, it would still be important. So whether you're tall, short, light, dark, that is not the main problem. That is not the main important thing. The most important thing is what is inside of us. And this is the graphite for this matter. There's nothing we'll do with this pencil without this graphite. So, we have the graphite, we have the pencil, but we want the pencil to do its work. So, let me ask you, let's first think out of the box. If we were asked whether the pencil likes to be sharpened, I think if pencils had feelings, they would be crying as they get sharpened. Why? Because here, there's something that looks like a knife or something. That's something that cuts it into small pieces. So as we are sharpening this pencil, we are sharpening the pencil. But because it doesn't have feelings, it doesn't talk to us. But we can imagine that it is not funny for the pencil to be sharpened. And this is the second lesson. The second lesson is that every kind of thing that we go through in life is a sharpening in our lives. And when we go through sharpenings, sometimes we lose our friends, sometimes we lose jobs, sometimes it is children that we've lost, sometimes it is money that we have lost. All those kind of things that we go through, they come to sharpen us. Sometimes you go do something with somebody, but somebody later denies or says, goes against the word that you had kept in the first place. When we go through all these things in life, every day we go through something new. And so when we go through these things, they come to make us better people. It is the attitude that we carry within ourselves that determines whether what we have gone through will come out right or wrong, whether in a positive or in a negative way. So as we go through these sharpenings of life, we automatically become better people. So the second lesson is in the sharpening, that we will become better people as we go through the things that we are going through in life. So let's assume maybe somebody is depressed about something. Somebody, they lost someone. When you lose a loved one, instead of us mourning and saying, yes, it's true, I know, I understand, I have lost people and I've lost relatives that are very close to me. But I've learned one thing about life. Instead of us complaining that they went, the better thing is to celebrate their lives and say, yes, they were here with us for the number of years they have been with us, and let's celebrate their lives. And so that way, we make something that happened, an event that happened that was meant to make us feel bad, we turn it into something positive. Though it will not be right that they went, because they surely will not be back. But at least we will have to accept within our hearts, and as time goes by, it will become easier. As we remember it, we will not be hurtful about it, we will be celebrating life. So that is the second lesson. The third lesson that we have is, here we have this book and here we have the pencil. I want to write a letter and write a C. So the third lesson is that this pencil writes, isn't it? And so the third lesson is that everything and everybody that comes around me, they either influence me positive or negatively. Every word that we are speaking to people, we are writing into their lives. We write into their lives. Everything we do, we are writing into our own lives. So as this pencil is writing on this paper, we are writing history. One day my story will be read when I'm no more. So I am writing my life every day. So we write our lives every day by the things we do, the things we say, and by the people that we meet. We influence them positively or negatively. So that is the third lesson. The fourth lesson is that after you have written, sometimes you don't deal with people very well, and even with ourselves. We are not fair at times. We are hard. We call ourselves bad names. We say we are ugly. We say we are not worth it. We say we want to die. We say bad things about ourselves sometimes. If you're like me, sometimes you don't see anything good in life, so you say bad things. But after we have done all things that are not important, after we have spoken words that are hurtful to people, the reason this pencil has a rubber is to remind us that everything that we do, all the mistakes that we make in life, all the mistake that we make in life can always be corrected. This is how we correct the mistakes. I know inside our lives we cannot be able to wrap them, but we forgive, we ask for forgiveness, and that is the way we correct the mistakes that are in our lives. So though you can still see that there is a sin, but now if it's somebody, like I had called somebody a bad name, and I went and said, I'm sorry, the way I acted with you last time, it was not good, forgive me. It will not be that I didn't call them names, I called them names. But after I have asked for forgiveness, there will still be those names that I said yes, but I have been forgiven. It will no longer be as hurtful as it was for the first time. Why? Because forgiveness and repentance has taken place. I have gone said, I am sorry. So I have been forgiven. So all the number, this thing is that the rubber teaches us that the mistakes we make in life can always be forgiven. I am a believer that there is no mistake that cannot be forgiven. We have to find it inside our hearts and inside ourselves to forgive. All the mistakes will be corrected. So you can correct. If there is something, just like the way we correct in class or even in school, we can always correct the things that we have done that we think did not have the outcomes that we wanted in the first place. So that is the rubber part. And so we come to the last part, is that this is a pencil. If we put this pencil here, the pencil will never stand up on its own and write. So this pencil teaches us that the person that is holding your life guides and leads you. I am the person who is holding this pencil. So I command the pencil on what to write, when to write, where to write, and why to write. So the person that is holding, guiding, that holds your life, guides and leads your life. So because I'm the one who is holding it, if I tell the pencil, let's write C, we write C. If it's A, we write A. So who are the people that we are living with? Who are the people that we are? Who are our mentors? Who are our peers? Because those people, what am I watching? What have I surrounded myself with? Because that is what will guide and lead my life. So maybe we can go through the 5 lessons. The first lesson was the graphite part. This is the graphite. This is the graphite. We said that the most important things are inside of me. The most important things in me are inside me. You can't see them. You will either see them the way I deal with you through my actions. So the most important things are inside me. Everything, we said that we sharpen the pencil. So the pencil has to go through the sharpenings. It means that the things that we go through in life, they never leave us the same. They leave us better people according to the way we interpret them. It depends on our attitude. The third, we said that this pencil, we use it to write. So every person that we come across in life, we will either leave a mark, a positive mark, or a negative mark in their lives. Why? Because this graphite has written. It's the same thing that we use our words to write into people's lives. And the fourth thing we said, after we have written and we want to rub, we said the work of the rubber is to correct the mistakes. We said that the mistakes we do in life, they will always be corrected. Ask somebody for advice, because everywhere you think you are, the mistakes we have done, they will always be corrected. And the last point is that this is the pencil and it cannot write on its own. If we place it there, we'll be wasting time. It can't write on its own. So we take the pencil. So the hand that holds you will lead you and guide you. So who is the hand that leads you or guides you? Are you a Christian? Are you a Muslim? Are you a Hindu? Who is that hand? Where is that hand? And so the hand that holds you, guides you, and leads you. Thank you so much for the 5 lessons. I hope that have been of good help. This is the pencil and the sharpener in the book. Try to do the lessons alone and see whether you can remember 2, 3, 5, the better. Thank you so much for being part of this viewing. The numbers, or you can reach us through the numbers down on the screen, and we will be grateful to give you feedback on the things that maybe you have a concern about. If you need us to mentor your children, you can still communicate to us, or your children, or even the children in schools, high school, or even in primary schools. You can reach us through that number. Thank you again, and my name is Elizabeth Mungai. It has been my pleasure.